Taking a dump on the toilet in the sky. I am Cora Cat 13, and I am here to say I am a woman with a deep voice, and I welcome you back to Mega Man 2. That was so not on. That was so out of tune, let me tell ya. Oscar, don't watch this. Alrighty, so welcome back to Mega Man 2. I am Cora Cat 13, that woman with the deep voice, just like I said. And it's time for the second weakness loop, which starts off with Airman. Now, from my understanding, in the original Japanese difficulty, Airman is actually really fucking hard. And, like, you literally cannot defeat Airman without his weakness. However, I don't think that's actually the case. I have actually played on the original Japanese difficulty, and he's not that bad, to be honest. Like, don't get me wrong, he does hit like a truck, but the Mega Buster does do quite a bit of damage to him, so I don't know. I'm just not seeing what other people are seeing. But anyway. These things are fucking weird. Certainly one of the more unique enemies to kind of show off the anime style of Mega Man 2. And also Zeus bots that we will never see again. Kind of looks like if Gutsman decided that he wanted to control the air. Whew! Man, that was a near-death experience right there, let me tell ya. Again, thank God the Metal Blades can aim in any direction. Now this part was pretty easy. These things right here are a pain in the ass. These are my least favorite enemies in the game, and I think they're pretty much everybody's least favorite enemies. And they are way more annoying in the original Japanese difficulty. They are so fucking accurate with their stupid things that it's not even funny. So my recommendation is be sure you have the Metal Blades equipped if you're going to take on Airman stage. I don't recommend it as a first pick. Like, even like in the American difficulty, I just don't recommend Airman as a first pick unless you are legit looking for a challenge. Now right here is another pretty good grinding spot if you really are low on weapon energy, or health energy. They also are pretty good when it comes to providing extra lives. And now we have Airman's cousin. I don't know what his actual name is, but I just call him Airman's cousin, which interestingly enough, he actually does return in Mega Man 7, so yeah, and so does Pippin there. Which, by the way, that's what that thing's name is. They're called Pippins. Which, I don't know why they're called that, but whatever. Alright, now there's a neat little trick. You can actually knock this guy off screen. Get out of here. Oh, fuck! Well, first death. Whew, mercy. Well, that was bound to happen eventually. I was kind of hoping I wouldn't die. I actually did go through the entire game one time and didn't die once. Like, I'm not kidding. I actually had a whole playthrough of Mega Man 2 where I didn't die once. That was... what the fuck? Well, clearly that's not the case here. But yeah, so I don't know how I did it, but it happened. Yeah, I think by the end of that playthrough, I had like 9 lives, and I just kept going, man. It was crazy. I was like hyper-focused on whatever I was doing. Oh, fuck. Yeah, and that just kind of shows the difference between doing an LP and just doing this casually, because doing it casually, I just usually breeze through this stage, but considering the fact that I'm also doing commentary, it makes it that much harder to do, so anyway, I'm gonna take damage here. Get out of here. Oh, come on, you can't provide me with an extra life. That's the least you could do, game. Oh shit, okay. Yeah, like, even though Mega Man 2 is easier than the first game, it's still kind of difficult, and it tests your reflexes quite well, so you can't fuck around in this game, particularly in the later stages, so... Yeah, I gotta be real careful here, because one bad move and I'm in the pit, so... Anyway. Let's destroy that Pippin egg. There we go, alright. I don't know why I was having so many difficulties. You know what? Never mind. I know why I was having so many difficulties. It was because of those stupid Pippins throwing the eggs. Now, I don't remember what the, like, the little ones are called, but I know that the big ones are called Pippins. So, anyway, swap over to the Mega Buster, and let's get our weapons ready, because it's time for Airman. He's doing kind of a different pattern than he was during my practice run. But it doesn't matter anyway, because he's dead now. By Jove, that was easy! I should mention that part of the reason why I'm doing normal mode instead of difficult mode is just simply because I already had a hard time with fucking... Psychonauts and Banjo-Kazooie, and I just need an easy game. Which actually is the reason why I chose Mega Man 2 as opposed to just jumping right into Super Mario Galaxy 2. I actually almost did Luigi's Mansion, but oh well. We haven't done Mega Man in a while, and I just wanted to do Mega Man, so it's fine. Alrighty, next up, Crash Man. Crash Man's actually a pretty interesting case because, from my understanding, apparently he was built with the circuit boards of both Bomb Man and Guts Man. Apparently he has something of either a split personality or bipolar disorder, which I find very interesting. And if you notice, Crash Man's stage is very similar to both Bomb Man's stage and Guts Man's stage, so... That's very interesting. I think that's a very interesting way to, like, characterize a character just by the stage. It's very neat. This is also probably one of the weirdest themes in the entire game, and for the longest time I actually didn't really like it, but it's kind of grown on me over the years. And by the way, these kind of hamburger-looking things, apparently they're called tellies? That's interesting. I don't know why they're called tellies. Is it tellies or hellies? I think it's tellies? And these guys actually will become a pretty common Mega Man enemy by the time Mega Man 7 and 8 comes out, so... I get used to seeing these things. Because Capcom remembers that these things exist later on, and they love them. I don't know. I just call them hamburger droids. Just simply because they look like hamburgers. It's very interesting. And yes, I say hamburger really weird. And no, I don't care. Time to climb. This is a very vertical stage. You would think that this would be like the stage to Airman, but apparently not. Although it's also a nice way to kind of hint at his weakness without telling you what it is. Considering the fact that you're doing a lot of climbing and stuff, so it's kind of hinting that his weakness is Airman. Although it's not immediately obvious, like, what his other weakness is. Because, believe it or not, he's one of the only Robot Masters that actually isn't weak to the Metal Blade. Yeah, however, his other weakness is actually Quick Man's Quick Boomerang, so... yeah, I find that pretty interesting. I guess it kind of makes sense that, like, the Quick Boomerang would be his other weakness, considering the fact that, you know, it would be able to cut the fuse to a bomb. But, anyway. I'm still trying to figure out the logic behind, like, Mega Man powered up using, like, Time Man's weapon as Guts Man's weakness, which, how the hell does that make any sense? Like, like, how is Guts Man weak to Time Man's weapon? If anything, it would just make more sense to just keep it as Bomb Man. Like, his weakness being, like, I don't know, like, Bomb Man. Because that's the only thing that really makes sense. Fire doesn't make sense. I mean, I guess the Firestorm could make sense if it was hot enough to melt it, but it just doesn't. Oh yeah, by the way, Crash Man's dead. I don't know. It's just one of those things that just never made sense to me. I mean, it does kind of make sense that you would use Cut Man's weapon against, against Elec Man. And, you know, you would use Elec Man's, Thunder Beam against, Iceman. I think Oil Man is the weakness of, Elec Man, which, again, that kind of makes sense. But you would think that it would be the other way around, because I think oil conducts electricity. So, I don't know. I don't know. Sorry, I'm taking a breath and also just taking in this music. I really do love Woodman's stage. It's actually one of my favorite levels in the entire game. Oh, thank you. I needed that. Woodman's stage is actually really cool. But then again, I do kind of like wooded levels. I don't know, just as of recent years, I just really like the woods, and I don't know why. Like, I don't mind city levels and stuff, like, they can be really cool, but I actually just prefer wooded levels. It's just kind of neat. Also, those things right there, I forget what their official name is, but I think in, like, the original release, they were called hot dogs. And you can definitely tell that they were the prototype for what would eventually become Rush. So, cool. I'm not gonna research what their name is right now, even though I totally could because I have my laptop next to me, but... whatever. Also, these things totally should have been in Guts Man's stage, just simply because they look like they fit right in. Also, more birds! Yay! I actually remember the Cat Echoes. Yeah. Man, I can't talk today, let me tell you. It sounds very nasally. I remember Kid Icarus's review of Mega Man 2. He really liked this game. It wasn't his favorite, but... he really did appreciate just how Mega Man 2 improved the level design over Mega Man 1. And it honestly was some really intelligent observations, considering the fact that, Mega Man 2 either gives you high platforming challenges with easy enemies, or tough enemy encounters with easy platforming. That's actually a really clever observation, so, yeah. I should also mention that those ostrich droids, they actually are weak to the Crash Bombers, so if you want to use that, there you go. Also, there's a reason why I took on Crash Man before I took on Woodman, and here's why. Watch. That's why. Crash Man's weapon is the only weapon to actually be able to hook onto Woodman's leaf shield. That wasn't a perfect demonstration, but yeah, Crash Man's weapon is actually a really effective weapon against Woodman. And it kind of makes sense, considering the fact that A, it cuts through wood, and it's a bomb weapon, and bombs are very good at leveling things out, so there you go. Plus, it's a fire weapon, so there you go. And now get ready for another one of the hardest stages in the entire game. And another song that I kind of had to warm up to. I'm actually not that big a fan of Heatman's theme. Like, it's okay, I guess, but I'm just not really a big fan of Heatman's theme. It's just kind of boring to me. Whereas Woodman's theme is really good. Even Crashman's theme is just kind of strange in kind of a fun way. I don't know, I'm not a fan of Heatman's level theme. Like, it's not that really epic song, kind of like Fireman's level, but I don't know. I do like the aesthetics of this stage, but then again, I'm just kind of a big fan of fire-themed levels and factory levels. They're just kind of cool to me. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here with your bad self, you stupid spring droids. You're supposed to be in frickin' Mega Man 7. Why are you here? Ah, yes. The magically appearing and disappearing blocks that must always be in a Mega Man game. Unless you're Mega Man 8, in which case they don't exist. And I'm not kidding either. Mega Man 8 actually doesn't have the magically appearing and disappearing blocks. They instead have, like, blocks that kind of simultaneously appear, which in and of itself is a little bit more difficult, but still. They also only appear in Astro Man's stage, which, again, kind of makes sense since his whole thing is illusions. But I don't know, it's one of those weird decisions that I just never understood. Although, trust me, they learned their lesson, because in Mega Man 9, oh boy did they ever bring back the magically appearing and disappearing blocks. Because they are plastered all over that game. Like, they love that particular thing. It's very annoying. If I remember, it's all over Plugman's level, and I think it's in the Wily Castles, but anyway. Now we get to show an awesome demonstration of Item 2. Bye-bye. Whee! Boop. By Jove, that was easy. I don't know why I turned on Flashman's weapon. How you doing, Sniper Joe? Bye-bye, Sniper Joe. You will not be missed. I wonder if the Bubble Head works against that thing. I'm not really sure. That's just one of those things I've never actually figured out if the Bubble Head actually works against him. I don't think it does, but anyway. The thing that Bubble Man's weapon does work against is Heat Man, who apparently has fire so hot that it rivals the surface of the sun. I'm not kidding. Also, apparently contact damage with him does a lot of damage, but it makes sense considering the fact that, well, you know. Ba-doop. Alrighty. And with that, we have finished all 8 Robot Masters, and Dr. Wily is just ahead. Sorry, I have to admire Reggie Fils-Aimé, aka Dr. Light. I could totally see that as, like, Reggie Fils-Aimé in, like, I don't know, maybe 20 years. I'm not sure. Now that is what I like to see. Alrighty, so next time on Mega Man 2, we are going to take on Dr. Wily. See you then.